This is the Tactical Scalper. And yesterday I did a video on a swing trade I entered Friday, and I went ahead and took profits today on this monster move. Now it is only midday, but I have entered more positions. So what I did was I had 10 puts and 5 calls. I went ahead and sold the whole play. Sold the calls and the puts today around 394.50-ish. 395 to 390 to 385 was my target, but because the movement was so large today, I went ahead and sold that position. And the science behind hedging, and I want to explain this to you. So the delta on your options is what makes them move. So as the puts went in my favor, the delta increased dramatically, and the delta for the calls started reducing, which means they went slower. So I went ahead and sold the whole position, did really well. And now I have entered basically the same positions, just further out. I did a month on Friday. Now I did about a month and a half for my latest swing trade I just entered. So again, I got double the amount of puts that I have for calls. I do expect possibly a move down there to that 390 area or even 380, but this was such a big move. It's possible we get a bounce from here. So I want to have those calls in there just in case we do get some kind of rebound today back up to the 397-ish area. So what will happen there, let's just say, for instance, it gets all the way back to 400 tomorrow. What will happen is the delta will slow way down on the puts, even though the market's going up, and the delta on the calls will race up. So it'll almost be a break-even trade because the deltas will overlap. So then I will cash in my calls around the 400-ish area again if it gets back up there. And then I will just hold the puts then for, another month or so. I may, buy some more calls at that point. We'll just have to see how the market plays it out. But playing it off this trend line and off the 200 estimated moving average on the daily, what was really pretty, I wouldn't say risk-free because that's never the case, but I think the risk was really good. So I entered a new position at 394.50. After I sold my initial positions, I entered some new positions, more puts, and half as many calls. Now, as you see, currently the market is going back up towards this 395 area. So I'm making money off the calls, even though the puts currently are losing a little bit more than the calls. That's fine. I will sell the calls if they get a little higher while I still hold the puts. So that is kind of the science behind the hedging and why I do it. So the initial trade where the big arrow there is worked out really well, and I'm in a new position, so I can't wait to see how this one plays out over the next few days. I would love to see a break down there to the 390 area, and then I will probably be done or may enter it again. We just don't want to get caught in a multiple days of chop like we saw down there around the 380 area, because that's what will kill this type of hedging strategy, is when you chop, because that means that neither one are really moving and they could both lose money at the same time. Tactical Scalper out.